Welcome back to Treasure Quest Mining's weekly treasure hunt series. My name is Angeline, and I'm going to be your tour guide. Each week for our treasure hunts, we walk around the shop, select 10 treasures, tag them with a little blue dot, and then that treasure is 20% off for the week. Sale periods run from Friday to Friday. However, this week's sale is going to run from November 7th through Sunday, November 16th. The reason for those 2 extra days is we're going to skip the blue dot treasures for the following week and instead do a store-wide sale. So, more to come on that. The treasures that are on sale in this video tend to go pretty quickly. So, if you're local to the Apex area, you can just come on by and shop the shelves. Or if you're not local or it may take you a day or two to get here, that's not a problem. Simply give us a call or send us an email and we can either hold that treasure for you or we can ship it out to you. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, and we're off to pick treasure number 1. Now, for those of you that have been following along with us, you know that I like to start picking things on the right-hand side. So I head to the right and walk around the shop in a very specific pattern. And I hope that consistency helps you as you navigate the shop to find the treasures. So this week, we're going to start with a piece of Amazonite right here. The Amazonite pieces that we have come from both Brazil and Madagascar. We have an assortment of shapes. We have palm stones, spheres, towers, cut base pieces, and what's called freeform shapes. Amazonite is believed to instill peace and harmony, soothe and alleviate fear and worry. And I like this piece. So we're going to take this piece over to the light and take a closer look. Oh, cool. Check out that shimmer. That's perfect. Wow, that's just like a wave. I love it. Yeah, this is a perfect one. So we'll take this piece as treasure number 1. This is a $46 piece of Amazonite. Oh, the shimmer is awesome. And I love the white veining. But let's see if we can catch that shimmer on the camera again. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, great piece for this week. Treasure number 1, Amazonite. For treasure number 2, we're gonna head right down this hall, this little aisle, and right over to this glass cabinet, and we're gonna pick a piece of Huichol art. So I love, love, love these pieces, and we only have a few left in our collection, so I wanted to showcase them because they're not seen very well. So these pieces are made in Mexico by the Huichol community, and the history behind it, what they do is they take a piece of a shape that they'll carve, right? Like this is a sea otter or an otter. And this one particular piece is carved out of ironwood, but other pieces are carved or made out of resin or paper mache. And then they apply beeswax on the piece. And so these little beads are hand applied by a needle and they attach to this piece of wood only by beeswax, which is super cool when you think about it. And if you think about it, this takes an incredible amount of time. But more importantly than that, each piece, each symbol has a significance. So if you look closely, you'll see this is a deer's head. You may not see that, but that's what that is. That's a deer's head. And this is the peyote flower. And so each little image has a significance. And there's a whole chart that I've made that tells you about all the different significance behind each symbol. So for example, the peyote flower is a symbol of life and success and healing of the heart and soul and family. This parrot is covered in different symbols. This one's a bit easier to discern. So you can see this is a scorpion. The scorpion is a protector against evil and bad luck. And there's another deer and peyote flower. This is a candle with the flame. And the candle is illuminating your path. Pretty cool, right? So each one is special. And I want to pick this one for this week. I love this one. This one is really, really, really amazing. This is a $139 piece. The eyes represent the eye of God. That's protection. Each piece, in essence, all of the different symbols combine to bring protection and blessings into the home. And that's the purpose of these pieces. is to bless the family. And I love them, and they're so special, and I can't even imagine how much time it took somebody to do these. So we bought them from an artist conglomerate, so it's a co-op, right, where the different artists put their pieces together, and then they bring them to the U.S. and sell them, and it supports the artists and their families. And this one is amazing. So there we go. Treasure number 2 for this week. Mwah. $139 hand-beaded Wuchil deer. It's quite a stunning piece, isn't it? So I should also add that because these are applied with beeswax, you don't want to set them in the sun or anywhere warm because you don't want the beeswax to melt and all the little beads fall off. So take care in where you position these pieces. So off to pick treasure number 3. We're going to turn right around and head over to the zeolite section. And let's pick a piece of apophyllite. So I've spoken about zeolites quite a bit. They are a collection of minerals or a family of minerals that grows in volcanic cavities. And the most common or most well-known are going to be apophyllite, stilbite or stilbite, however you want to pronounce that, and scolecite. And they tend to be super, super sparkly and very, very interesting to look at. So I want to pick, I think this one. Let's pull it out of the dark and bring it into the light. Yeah, that's cool. We'll pick this one. So this one is $26, and it features both apophyllite, which is the clear pieces, and then stilbite or stilbite, however you want to pronounce that. That's these little blades that are kind of pinkish in color. And so let's look at the metaphysical properties, right? So zeolite is intended to bring in joy to a space and positive energy and remove negativity. And it's very sparkly, so I don't know how you can't be happy and smile when you see a piece of zeolite or apophyllite. There we go, treasure number 3, this piece of zeolite. All right, let's take one last look at how sparkly and beautiful this zeolite is. She's gonna look awesome in your house, right? Okay, let's put her down and pick another stone. So we're gonna slide right over to the ibis jasper section and pick a piece of ibis jasper. So ibis jasper is a trademark name. The other name is brachiated jasper. And in simple terms, the easiest way to describe it is the jasper, which is a sedimentary rock, and usually smooth and clay-like, got broken up. So you can see all of the areas and patches where it got broken up and destroyed, right? I'll pick another piece so you can see a little bit more. Right, so see, all that jasper was just obliterated and broken. And then over time, quartz and agate filled those cracks. Pretty cool, right? And so the symbology behind the stone, we're going to pick this one. The symbology behind the stone is that despite any trauma or damage that you may have, even if you're broken, you will heal. And so that's the beauty behind ibis jasper. That's what ibis jasper is intended to symbolize, is healing. And healing from significant trauma and significant loss and damage, right? Because we will heal. And it's beautiful. And it reminds us that something really, really, really beautiful can happen once we recover. Gorgeous, right? Okay, so for me personally, I had some significant loss this month. And so I wanted to pick a piece of ibis jasper as our treasure for this week to help any of you that might also be dealing with loss or trauma. Right? Amazing. $68 piece of ibis jasper is treasure number 4. For treasure number 5, we're going to slide right over and up one shelf to the cobra jasper. So cobra jasper is a name given to a specific color and pattern of jasper that's found in India. Let's read the metaphysical properties here. It aids in leveling heightened emotions to promote reasoning, encourages self-discovery, and promotes inner strength to overcome challenges. And I like this piece, so we're just going to go ahead and pick this one. This piece of cobra jasper is $36. And if you look at it, it has some of that agate in there as well. So pretty cool. Jasper always has these hairline fractures, so you're going to see that in these stones. Beautiful. Look at the patterns and dappling. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I love it. So there we go. Cobra jasper from India will be treasure number 5 for this week. And for treasure number 6, we're going to slide right over here and we're going to pick this whale. So before we pick the whale, let me tell you a little bit about them. So these pieces are also from Mexico and they are carved out of ironwood. We have a few of these pieces around the store. We have a couple of humpback whales, we have a stingray, and we have 2 sharks, and the wood is just spectacular. Look at the pattern in the wood. Okay, so we're gonna choose this whale. The whale is $169, and we're choosing it because I just finished watching the 52 Hertz whale documentary on Netflix. And I've always loved whales, and so that's why, and all marine life, and that's why whenever I see a carving that represents marine life, it'll be in this shop. For those of you that frequent the shop, you know I love an animal carving. So this one will be treasure number, what are we on, 6? Treasure number 6 for this week. It's an ironwood whale. It's $169. It's a humpback whale carved in Mexico. Look at the amazing color in that wood. It's gorgeous. It almost has has some movement in it, right? And it comes off the little stand there, so you can just take the whale apart from the base and then set it up in your home or your office. Plus, it would make a really gorgeous gift. Yeah, I love this piece. So there we go, treasure number 6. Super cool humpback whale carved in Mexico. She's gorgeous, isn't she? All right, for treasure number 7, we're gonna spin around and return to the same cabinet that the deer is on. There's the deer, but we're gonna pick this vertebrae. So this is our very, very, very last bison vertebrae. And so if you've been following along, you know that we had a few pieces and they're all sold. They've all gone to home. So this piece is our very last one. It's a $48 vertebrae. It was found in Kansas, and this animal lived towards the end of the Ice Age. It's a really great piece with an incredible amount of preserved detail. And it's our last one. So, perfect piece to be treasure number 7 for this week. This bison vertebrae. Yep. There we go. Treasure number 7. Okay, for treasure number 8, we're going to head down the hall. And we're going to head right over here and pick a sand dollar. So these sand dollars are amazing. They're $14 a piece. They're ginormous. And they come with the little stands. And they are very, they're spiritual, right? So a lot of folks connect a lot of symbology with the sand dollar. And as we approach the Christmas holiday season, I thought that would be a great piece to pick for this week. And so now the trick is which one to pick. Let's pick this one. There we go. So this will be treasure number 8. This beautiful, amazing, extremely delicate sand dollar. For treasure number 9, we're going to slide right over and pick a piece of septarian. So we have yellow septarian, which is what that's called, and then black or brown septarian. Both are from Madagascar. It's also called dragonstone or dragon's egg. Septarian is a concretion, so the simple way to describe it is it's fossilized mud that formed around decaying sea life. And it contains calcite and aragonite. And we're going to pick this piece. I like this one. So this is a $32 piece of septarian. It will fluoresce under ultraviolet light. And I love the patterns in this one. Super pretty. Septarian, metaphysically, let's see, aids in self-nurturing, imparts a restorative energy, and can help lead to positive transformation. So there we go. Treasure number 9, this piece of septarian or dragon stone from Madagascar. And for treasure number 10, we're going to spin around and we're picking a butterfly. And we're going to pick this pearl morpho or the Solkowski morpho. And so all of our bugs and butterflies are raised on farms and then they're mounted in Peru. And so after they complete their life cycle and they die, that's when they're collected and mounted. And I spent some time this past week reading about this particular butterfly. So the Solkowski, the color of his wings come from the structure, the cellular structure within the wing, whereas some other butterflies, the color of their wings comes from pigmentation. The color in the Solkowski comes from the way in which it refracts light. Now, most butterflies you can't tell the gender, and this one you can't tell the gender either, but they say that the males refract a larger spectrum of light, and so they're more than just blue. And I don't know if you can tell in these two upper wings, do you see the pink and the rainbow of colors? So we see green and pink, and I hope the camera's capturing it well, so because it's amazing with the naked eye. So I'm gonna, if I were to place money, I would bet that this is a male, just based on that range of colors, because most of the pearl morphos that we have are simply that stunning, and I hate to use the word simply when it's so incredible, but are predominantly just that blue. But this one, you can see pinks and greens, and it's amazing. So this butterfly, the Solkowski morpho or pearl morpho, is $79. This will be treasure number 10 for this week, and it'll make for an amazing gift. I should also add that for each of these specimens, they replace the abdomen with a false body, and they replace the antenna with monofilaments so that they'll last forever. Okay, now let's retrace our steps. And that'll do it for this week's treasure hunt. Thank you so much for shopping with us. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next time.